In this video, you will learn how to write an essay about a country, any country. So this will work for a paper written for sociology, economics, a history class, or for any other discipline you can imagine. Now, the biggest challenge when writing an essay is coming up with material. And the easiest way to keep your ideas flowing is to break your topic into subtopics. Let's see how this works. So, our subject is a country, any country. So how would we go about breaking it into aspects or into parts? So what are some of the parts that a country may have? Now, the easiest way to break up a topic is to use the power of three. And which three aspects are relevant to any country? Which three things does any country have? Well, number one, it's politics. It has a political aspect, right? Politics is all about the government. It answers the question, what are the political forces and their relationships? Now, what is another aspect to any country? What is another aspect of a country that any country will have? Well, it will be the social aspect. And this part of the essay or the paper will answer the question, how do people live in this country? So while the political aspect is about the government, the social aspect is about the people. And finally, the third aspect is the economic. So the economic aspect is about the money, the finances. It answers the question, what are the major economic forces in this country? How do they shape the country? Is the country going through an economic hardship? So these are three wonderful ways to discuss a country. And it's also a wonderful way to structure an essay about a country. Next, what else can we do? Now we could talk about the country in terms of the past, present, and future. Let's see how it would work. So the past. This section will answer the question, how was this country in the past? Pretty simply. The next section is about the present, and it will answer the question, how is the country doing today? How is the country today? And section 3 will be devoted to the future, and it will answer the question, what can be predicted about this country? Again, a wonderful way to discuss any country. Now, you can combine these different aspects to form a longer essay. In fact, you can write as long of an essay as you want. So we're combining different aspects and we're writing about the country, whatever the country is. So let's say we chose to write about the country in terms of the past, the present, and the future. Now, what can you do in each section? We're already using the power of 3 to create the main structure. And now we can use the power of 3 to break up each of these sections into 3 subsections. And we could talk about the political, social, and economical aspects in section 1 about the past. In other words, how was this country in the past politically, socially, and economically? Next, in the next section, how is this country in the present politically, socially, and economically? And finally, what can be predicted about this country politically, socially, and economically? Hope this makes sense. Now, you can actually do it differently. Let's say, for example, you wanted to structure this essay differently, and you would have 3 sections that are devoted to politics, society, and economics. You can still use the power of 3 and just do it in reverse. And in section 1, you would talk about the past, the present, and the future of this country in terms of politics. In the next section, you will talk about the society in the past, in the present, and in the future. And the same thing you would do in the third section about economics. You will talk about the past, the present, and the future. Hope this makes sense. Now, there are more aspects of any country. Things like industry, ecology, culture, religions, and ethnic diversity. So you can use any of these aspects, just don't forget to use the power of 3 to make your life easier.